Crazy. Runners are crazy.
I see.
Oh no.
You look down for the White House?
I saw, but I was like, they're not eat healthy.
No, we're not.
We get cancel that. Cancel that. Hey, we gotta talk.
Mike only had 2 beers this time. This time it was 3.
I know.
But that's good. That's good. That's really good. I'm all my running and stuff is been. I'm still doing that acre lane cleanup. Okay. I'll join y'all next year.
All right, here we go.
Yep.
So this is on, like, hold on.
Next one's tight.
Really good. I don't know.
Yeah, if you see icicles coming out of my nose,
I do it.
I know.
So I'll just read this thing.
my hand
Good evening. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing for the invocation by Pastor Gilda McNair. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening,
Good
City
evening.
Council.
Good evening.
Good evening, citizens of County. Let us pray. Father, thank you for our mayor, the city council, and the leaders of our community. We gather before you today seeking your wisdom and your guidance as we deliberate matters of great importance for our city. Grant us clarity of mind to understand complex issues, the courage to make right decisions, and the strength to act with integrity. May the discussions be respectful and a commitment to find solutions that benefit members of the community. Bless our city with peace, progress, prosperity. Bless our officers also who serve the city and are with us tonight. And in this that we pray in Jesus' name, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. This regular meeting of the Township Council is being held in accordance with the schedule of the meetings of the Township Council established and adopted by Township Council, which schedule designated the time and date and place of this meeting. Adequate public notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. We are using an electronic amplifying and recording device in order to obtain a clear and audible record. And we request all those wishing to speak be recognized and state your name, address directly to the microphone. The recording device be solely utilized by the Township Clerk's Office for the preparation of minutes and shall be the official record of the Township Council meetings. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
Mr. Mignon,
Here.
Mrs. Aubrey Troxel. Here. Mrs. Grace Love.
Here.
Mr. Nash.
Here.
Mrs. Walters. Here. Mrs. Winters.
Here.
Mr. Mercado.
Present.
Mr. Carlemere.
Here.
Mr. Cardis.
Here.
Chief Harkins.
Here.
Mr. McGill.
We have a special presentation this evening, the Citizens Police Academy graduation. I'm going to hand it over to Chief Harkins.
Council President, if you could join me. And Lieutenant Paul Fisher, commander of our community unit, community relations. I'm sorry, getting the mess. Community Relations Bureau, and also Corporal John McHugh. And I also want to thank Patrolman Charles O'Rennick, who is also a member of the unit, but he was working the day shift today. So our Citizens Police Academy, right? I am proud to be here to recognize this year's Citizens Police Academy and for you guys going through and learning about us. This is one of our premier programs where it is open to the public to come and go through weeks of training, 16 weeks, is that correct? 16, I think, altogether with the, they get a inside look at all different levels of the police department. I started off, so they saw me on the first night, kind of set the table of what things are. And we talk about law enforcement agencies, different federal, state, county, local, a little bit about our philosophy here, a little bit about us and the town, which I think even that is a little eye-opening when you start to hear the numbers of the people, the number of calls that we handle, the types of things that we do, and then all the units. And they proceed through all the units. One of the culmination events is our use of force simulator, right? For those that attended, was eye-opening. I hope that you see, we use these, it's critical decisions we make, it's the simulator we use, and you guys get a real inside look at what goes on in the day-to-day operations of the police department, from crime scene to special response team, traffic, you name it, detectives, internal affairs, and all the processes. So I just want to commend all of you for taking the time to be with us. 2 of the weeks are CPR. You're trained on CPR and learn first aid, which is always a benefit to our community. But I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time. It's not easy every Thursday night for 16 weeks. It was cold when we started, and but you made it through. They come together and learn about what we do here at the Gloucester Township Police Department. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Fisher, who has been running the program throughout this time. And but know that please pass the word. We always say to people, even people who are critics or people who don't know, please come learn about us. We have nothing to hide. I hope that you all got something out of that. We try to be as transparent as possible, see what a dispatcher does, a special officer does. There's so much to see, and a lot of time and effort. And I thank Lieutenant Fisher, Corporal McHugh, and Officer O'Rennick for their, the whole Community Relations Bureau puts their it's a major project for them to get it done and prepare it, but we also get the best satisfaction out of it. So with that, Lieutenant Fisher.
Thank you, Chief. If some of you forgot who I am, since I was only at one meeting, I'm Lieutenant Fisher. I apologize again. I have to thank big time Corporal McHugh and Officer O'Rennick for stepping in and helping me out going through a surgery. They were a huge help getting you guys through most of the academy. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. Setting it up, I very much enjoy. Every year when we do it, when I reach out to the instructors, I have no problem getting instructors in there. They seem to really love it. And I'm hoping you guys saw that when they came in and presented to you guys. Them getting to talk about their own unit seems pretty easy. With that, I'd like to call you guys up. If you guys could come up here, we'll hand you your certificates. If you could stay up here, and we'll take one large group picture. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for coming and doing it, like the chief is saying, for coming and doing the academy. Continuing on with it, we didn't have everybody who we started with finishing, and then we had a few repeat offenders. So you guys liked it that much that you came back. And you could tell, you can spread the word as well. If you can continue and complete the academy, you have the option to put in and be a volunteer as well. So you can also put that in, and we're taking applications for that. So with that, I will start calling up the names of, I believe I have everyone here. Michelle Beck. Is Elizabeth Hobart here? She is not yet. Mr. Dave Leader. Robert and Angela Oberholzer. Cheryl Smith. Is Cheryl Smith here? Debbie Bigos. Nilda Lloyd. Another repeat offender, Mr. Kevin Davis. Roland Hayward III. Is Debbie Schretzman here? Haley McCann. Valerie Paget. Ronald Palizzi. Gerald Nakbar. Anne Marie Giuliano. And Mr. Andrew Archer and Mr. McCluskey could not make it tonight.
Everybody, get close.
We're good.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Stuck. Awesome.
Again, folks, thank you very much. You know, we're always welcome. Please pass the word. Like we said, next year, if you thought the program was good, please invite someone. If you want to take it again, you're always welcome to. We always find out that someone picked up on something they didn't hear last time. We'd love to have you. We love to spread the word about what we're doing here at Council Park. Council President, I appreciate the time to recognize these folks. Council, thank you for the support for this program. And again, it's just another reason why this is such a great community. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Application online. Okay. Email to you or either way.
We're going to take a 5-minute recess.
The one so I can take it to what Betty Ann.
Here, I'm getting back.
Once we get them.
You're welcome, John.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm glad you can make it.
Yeah, me too. My family.
Oh, I know.
Matt, how you doing?
I have a present for you.
Oh, I love presents. Small's okay.
Oh,
Never
different
had
bubble
before.
tape.
Put my foot in my mouth. How was the shore? Nice. Nice. Different place. I don't go in my living room often. So once in a while I'll get in the mood. I'll make coffee in the morning, and if no one else is around, I'll go sit in the living room and I'll go, I feel like I'm in a different place. Because usually I'm sitting at the kitchen table, you know. Oh, thank you so much.
You know, I remember I was talking with
It's not the same thing.
yeah, so they have parking space available.
resolution.
Crossroads Road, I think. For that.
PDF copies.
Yeah, I don't have
For-
an original.
So you can
Just send it to me. Yeah, just send it to me and we'll get what we need. I won't be here, just so that you know. I won't be here Wednesday and Thursday this week. And Tuesday and Wednesday the following week. I'm going to pick up my puppy.
Oh, nice. They got a smile. There you go.
Yes, I need it. Boxer. Okay. Yep, but I'll have it for you.
want to get rid of the ordinance?
But I like that they were working, coming up with ideas. I love that.
Are you guys ready?
How you doing down there?
Madam Clerk, can I have the roll call again, please?
Mr. Mignon?
Here.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Here.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Here.
Mr. Nash?
Here.
Mrs. Walters?
Here.
Mrs. Winters?
Here.
Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Carlemere?
Here.
Mr. Cardis?
Here.
Chief Harkins? And Mr. McGill?
May I have a motion to go into closed session regarding a litigation matter for the township?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes, I anticipate we'll be in closed session for approximately 15 minutes. And then we'll return. Thank you.
Come here.
I tried that.
Yeah, hey, give her a rub. Hey, yeah. You gotta like warm it up. Isn't that nice? I don't want to leave my pen on the table. Why they someone take them? Matt, watch my pens.
Yeah, right.
If Dan was here, they'd be gone.
Flip pens.
Oh, there you go.
I can't even see them.
You sound like you want to talk about tourist classes. Channel the baby goes to bed. I'm like, I don't know how to work that. Well, I'm like,
Yeah. Six months, probably. Not yet. Yeah, I don't know. That's true. Actually, my car's
Minutes ago.
Put it on my list. Did you text her? Yeah. I got the looking card. Look like it'll hold up. Did the doors come off? Yeah, I've always heard that. The doors come off? Yeah, 4 days. I can imagine them being bumpy with them. Thank you. No.
Madam Clerk, can I have the roll call again, please?
Mr. Mignon?
Here.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Here.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Here.
Mr. Nash?
Here.
Mrs. Walters?
Here.
Mrs. Winters?
Here.
Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Carlemere?
Here.
Mr. Cardis?
Here.
Chief Harkins?
Here.
Mr. McGill?
The basis of our closed session meeting was to discuss a settlement agreement for the township. We'll now open up our first public comment portion of the meeting. This is for agenda items only. Anyone wishing to address council may speak one time. Each speaker is entitled to 3 minutes. There's a total of 15 minutes for the first public portion. And we will respond to any questions or comments after the public portion has ended. Anyone like to speak during this portion? Seeing none, we'll close the first public comment. Bid report, Blackwood Streetscape Improvement Phase 1. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters? Mrs. Winters? Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Bid report, waive the reading and accept the minutes of the workshop meeting, May 12th, 2025, regular meeting, May 12th, 2025, and the regular meeting, May 28th, 2025. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion. Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash? Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes for
Mr.
May 12th and abstain for May 28th, please.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes to May 12th workshop, May 12th regular meeting, and abstention on the 28th regular meeting. Yes, extension. I have on the agenda an ordinance for first reading of introduction. Some additional work needs to be done on that particular ordinance. So I'm asking for that a motion to table ordinance 0-25-18.
Make the motion. Second.
Thank you. On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes to table.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is our consent agenda. Any council member would like to have any item removed from the consent agenda, please speak up. Hearing none, I entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
On the question, Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yeah.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 226, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, rescinding Resolution R-25-05-170 entitled Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, adopting the 2025 calendar year budget.
May I have a motion, please?
Make that motion?
Is there a second
Second.
on the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yeah.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution to amend the 2025 budget of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey. Whereas the local municipal budget for the year 2025 was approved on the 14th day of April 2025. And whereas the public hearing on said budget has been held as advertised. And whereas it is the desire to amend said approved budget which does not require advertisement. Now therefore be resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, that the following amendments to the approved budget of 2025 be made. General revenues, 6, local tax for municipal purposes, including reserve for uncollected taxes, sheet 11, from $60,908,670.30 to $60,906,901.81. Total amount to be raised by taxes for support of municipal budget, sheet 11, from $60,908,670.30 to $60,906,901.81. 7, total general revenues, sheet 11, from $83,489,804.78 to $83,488,036.29. General appropriations, 8A, operations within from caps, liability insurance, sheet 14. Total operations, item 8A, within caps, sheet 17A. Liability insurance from $1,435,283 to $1,510,240. Total operations, items 8A within caps, sheet 17A, from $60,027,271 to $60,102,228. Total operations, including contingent within caps, from $60,027,271 to $60,102,228. Other expenses, including contingent, from $26,475,436 to $26,550,393. H1, total general appropriations for municipal purposes within caps, sheet 19, from $70,183,504 to $70,258,461. 8A, operations excluded from caps, liability insurance, sheet 20, from $76,717 to $0. Total other operations excluded from caps, sheet 20A, $1,962,777 to $1,886,060. Total operations excluded from caps, sheet 25, from $2,290,892.48 to $2,214,175.48. Detail other expenses from $2,202,237.48 to $2,125,520.48. H2, total general appropriations for municipal purposes excluded, sheet 28, from $12,326,467.48 to $12,249,750.48. O, total general appropriations excluded from caps, sheet 29, from $12,326,467.48 to $12,249,750.48. L, subtotal general appropriations, items H1 and O, from $82,509,971.48 to $82,508,211.48. M, reserve for uncollected taxes, $979,833.30 to $979,824.81. 9, total general appropriations, from $83,489,804.78 to $83,488,036.29. Summary of appropriations, sheet 30. H1, total general appropriations for municipal purposes within caps, from $70,183,504 to $70,258,461. A, operations within from caps other operations, from $1,962,777 to $1,886,060. Total operations excluded from caps, from $2,290,892.48 to $2,214,175.48. M, reserve for uncollected taxes, from $979,833.30 to $979,824.81. Total general appropriations, from $83,489,804.78 to $83,488,036.29. Be it resolved that a certified copy of this resolution will be filed forthwith in the office of the Director of the Government Services for certification of the local municipal budget so amended. It is hereby certified that this is a true resolution amending the budget adopted by the Township Council on the 9th day of June, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 228, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, adopting the 2025 calendar year budget as amended.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters? Mrs. Winters? Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is our GTE Gov access emails. We have a few of them here. Our first is from Dina Hendry at 89 Lamppost Lane. Good evening. I would like more information regarding the settlement agreement approved by resolution between the Township of Gloucester and 1000 Williamstown, New Jersey LLC, referenced in Resolution R2506-195. Specifically, I would like to know the following. What were the claims or allegations made by 1000 Williamstown, New Jersey LLC against the Township? What are the terms and conditions of the settlement agreement, including any monetary payments, land use concessions, or other obligations assumed by the Township? And was any redevelopment designation, zoning relief, or permitting included as part of the settlement? The plaintiff, which is Williamstown New Jersey LLC, claims that the Township breached the redevelopment agreement between the Township and the plaintiff by adopting an ordinance that implemented more strict controls over warehouse development in the applicable redevelopment area, which is the New Vision redevelopment plan. As regarding the terms and agreements of that settlement agreement or any monetary payments or concessions, the settlement does not provide any monetary payments by the Township. The main obligation of the township is to adopt amendments to the applicable redevelopment plan that will allow residential townhome development on the property owned by the plaintiff or to be acquired by the plaintiff, and to add 2 additional properties to the applicable redevelopment area with the consent of the property owners. In exchange for the agreement, the plaintiff has agreed to give up the right to build a warehouse on its property and dismiss all claims against the township for damages. So as far as her last question, redevelopment, designation, zoning relief, or permitting, that was included in my answer, my response to the question earlier. Our next question is from Sam Sweet at 18 Elizabeth Place, Ero, New Jersey. I emailed the following question to the mayor's office a week ago, and as of today, they were not answered. So I'm going to council for answers on the following questions. What is the township's official policy regarding ICE and the enforcement actions within the community? How does the township plan to address the potential for community disruption and fear related to ICE actions? What is the current relationship between the Gloucester Township Police Department and ICE? Are there any formal agreements or cooperative efforts? Has the township ever received requests from ICE for information about residents or to provide assistance in detaining individuals? What role, if any, do Gloucester Township Police play in ICE enforcement actions within the township? Chief, is that something you can address?
So, I mean, we follow the New Jersey Attorney General directive. I would refer them to the Immigrant Trust Directive. We have no agreements. We enforce criminal judicial warrants that are signed by a judicial officer, a judge, and we would assist with that. We do not assist with administrative warrants that are issued, and we don't go on enforcement action. We're barred from doing that in the state of New Jersey by the Attorney General and the Attorney General's directive. There's information on the gtpolice.com website on immigration, which will answer everything, or you can go to the New Jersey Attorney General's website, look up the Immigrant Trust Directive, and we are in full compliance with that. Other than that, we don't do enforcement actions with ICE unless there is a criminal warrant for an arrest signed off by a judge. Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
And any other if I'm not covering enough, feel free to email us directly on any questions like that at police@gtpolice.com.
Thank you. Our next question is from Sam Sweet at 18 Elizabeth Place, Erie. With election season upon us, can council please clarify the ordinance regarding political signs? It is my understanding that political signs are not allowed on public property, period. I believe that the ordinance was recently updated, superseding the ordinance from February 10th, 2015, which allowed political signs to be erected no sooner than 45 days prior to an election. In fact, I recall Public Works going around and grabbing signs and taking them back to Public Works for destruction. If my recollection of the ordinance is correct, why haven't the inordinate amount of Steve Sweeney signs been taken down? Can you please read the ordinance and clarify its meaning? So I'm going to address the destruction. Signs, those who are running for office, and I think it's very common knowledge, and I think that Public Works also makes those individuals aware that their signs, they can come and pick it up at the Public Works Department, not destroyed. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
We've seen pictures of signs there. Political signs may be erected for each candidate in an election. They shall be erected no sooner than 45 days prior to an election and shall be removed within 15 days after an election. And it talks about, I'm looking at the ordinance here, it talks about if you're putting a larger sign, 16 square feet, 32 square feet, but no political sign shall be installed or placed on public property, including rights of way. Any such sign on public property shall be subject to confiscation. Every day on my drive to work on Coles Road, I'm sure we saw the Sweeney signs there. That, from what I know, is private property on that where those signs are located. If you go by the Gloucester Township Democrat Club, that is not a public property, that is a private property. But they have 45 days. You can put up signs 45 days prior to the election. They must be down 15 days after the election. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No,
Mr. Carlamere?
that's a concise statement of what the ordinance.
So I have a question for you. Can a resident have a sign on their lawn throughout the whole summer for election sign? So if they wanted to,
They can put a sign up on their private property.
they can keep that on.
Campaign organizations are restricted as to the time that they start cluttering a community with signs.
Thank you. And our last question is from Mrs. Denise Coyne. She is in the audience today and had requested prior to the meeting that she will speak on her 8 questions that she forwarded via her email. And this will count towards her time on our second public portion. Ms. Coyne? Yes. This is the second public portion. Each speaker is entitled to 5 minutes. It's 30 minutes total for the public portion. An individual gets to speak once. After the public portion is concluded, council will respond to the questions or comments.
Denise Coyne, Choose Landing. Good evening.
Good evening.
Is this microphone on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I want to address the township's handling of the proposed redevelopment of the Nike-based property by the Michaels organization and raise serious concerns about the process, particularly the resolution designating
2025. Number 9.
Sorry.
The Land Rover Defender.
Sorry. Designating them as the conditional redeveloper. I do not believe it is legally proper for council to approve a conditional redeveloper designation, especially one involving township-owned land in a designated rehabilitation area, through a consent agenda without formally acting as the redevelopment entity and following the required steps under the local housing and redevelopment law. When council is acting as the redevelopment entity, it must meet and deliberate in that role. A regular legislative meeting and a consent agenda, typically reserved for routine, non-controversial matters, are not appropriate for a major redevelopment action, like selecting a redeveloper. Doing so circumvents public transparency and the deliberative process required by law. Also, if no redevelopment or rehabilitation plan for the Nike base has been adopted through public notice, a hearing, and an ordinance adoption, then any designation of a redeveloper is premature and invalid. I also want to state for the record that on May 28th, I asked 8 specific questions about this redevelopment issue during the council meeting. That night, the township solicitor said he could not answer them on the spot and would get back to me. He did not, and neither did anyone else. I do not think it's fair that I have to use my 5 minutes of public comment time tonight to redress something I already brought forward. The public deserves timely answers when lawful process and township land are involved. So I'm respectfully requesting again, please provide a response to the 8 questions I asked on May the 28th. This process involves public property and public trust. It should be conducted out in the open, not through premature announcements, private events, or buried resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Mr. Leader.
Dave Leader, Glendora.
Good evening.
Good evening. I would appreciate it if council would use the microphones when you're speaking. I was speaking, sorry.
Okay.
Last meeting, I asked about the Join the Green Team that I found on the website. There's a link there. I clicked the link. I could not find a way to join the Green Team. This is the fourth month I've asked this question. Mr. McNone said he would look into it last meeting. From last meeting to today, I have heard nothing from the township. Begin to wonder if the Green Team really exists or it's a figment of the mayor's imagination. My question is, how do I join the Green Team? For media and press releases, I asked this question before. The chief answered for his responsibilities, but I also said that the mayor was also calling meetings, press releases, media days, media events. And I'd like to know how the public can receive prior notice of media events and public announcements by the mayor prior to or at the same time as the media. Last time I asked, I was told it was on Nixel. It is not. Every time I've seen in the last quarter, meetings held with the press, they showed the camera swung to the audience. There's 6 empty chairs. Public's not notified. There's no transparency when that doesn't happen. I'd like to see that be more transparent in the future. So my question is, how can the public receive prior notice of media events and public announcements by the mayor prior to or at the same time as the media? My next item is the use of acronyms. I asked that acronyms, the first time they be shown in print, that they be described with the full words, followed by parens and the acronym. When I was looking at the working meeting, there's an acronym, LIRG. Google told me that was Laboratory Robotics Interest Group. I don't think that's what it was. I'd like to know what that acronym means, LRIG. Next topic is the Blackwood streetscape. We have so many things going on in Blackwood. You got the Arts District, the Black Box, the Blackwood West. Now the Blackwood streetscape is up for more money. Now $116 after they spent $116K after they spent $125K since 1922. My question is the $116K from grant money or township budget? My next question is to O-25-18, which is not being discussed today. I'd like to know why Bringhurst Avenue is being vacated. If it's not appropriate because it's been tabled for this meeting, you can answer my question at the next meeting. My next question is regarding liquor licenses. Some have the word plenary, and others not. I don't know what that word means. I looked it up in the dictionary. It seems to be all encompassing as kind of like an adjective. But I don't know if that's how the government uses that word. I've come across many words that governments use in a different way than the dictionary calls for. So I don't know what that word means. For R25:06-194, the mayor announced several years ago that his residents would benefit from the solar farms being built. At that time, I asked the mayor via email how the residents would benefit, but received no answer. My questions are, how is this different than the benefits that the residents were supposed to enjoy starting with 2022 solar farms that has never been quantified? Further question, how will the benefits of the solar program be quantified? Third question, why is pay to play mentioned in the description? That's all my questions. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Yeah. Is there anyone else like to speak? Seeing none, we'll close the second public comment portion. Okay, we'll start with Mrs. Coyne. Mrs. Coyne had brought up public transparency regarding the Nike base. So this was on the agenda at the second council meeting in March. This is the Nike base, approximately about 16 acres that has been underutilized for many, many years. We have tried to put commercial property there. Those that are familiar with it, there's not a lot of frontage on Berlin Crosskeys Road. Here was an opportunity that the township put out for a request for expressed interest for that particular property. There was only one submission that was made by the Michaels organization. The Michaels organization is a national organization that does housing. They do some commercial properties as well. And they're all throughout the United States, and they are headquartered in Camden City on the waterfront. On that second March meeting, there was on the agenda, which the agenda is posted on Thursday evening, sometimes Friday morning, that provides ample opportunity for people to review the agenda. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And any questions would have been answered regarding that. It is a conditional approval by council to name them as the redeveloper for that particular area. That approval, from what I've gathered, when Mr. Lechner was our planner, Mr. Lechner had put in a mechanism in place where if there was projects for the redevelopment, they would go in front of council and discuss their particular projects, and then they would move forward with a redevelopment agreement. This was a conditional agreement for that. Michael still has to come back to the redevelopment entity. Michael still has to go in front of the planning board. So the planning board has not reviewed this particular project. This was put on the agenda at the second March meeting. All council members have an opportunity to discuss any items that are on the agenda, and the public had an opportunity to review that. In regard to the township has not accepted a scenario A or B of the Michaels proposal. It is most likely there will not be a police station that will be constructed and leased back to the township. It is not likely that there will be a vertical farming component to it. And it's not likely that there'll be a cannabis cultivation project. These were concepts that they put in their April 2024 submission to the town. Most likely what will take place is market rate townhouses and commercial development on that parcel of land. So the township has not accepted any scenario. In regard to the township, where they retain ownership of the land through a ground lease or a fee simple sale being negotiated. Again, that particular, if we're going to move forward with the police station being built and leased back to town, that is not part of the scenario that is being presented here. Has the ordinance been introduced or passed to authorize a sale or lease of the township-owned property? No, it has not. Has the township agreed to allow the Michaels organization to construct and lease back a police station to the township? No. What economic incentives, financial assistance, tax abatements, or pilot agreements are being considered or offered to the Michaels organization as part of this redevelopment? There is nothing that is being offered at this time, but any developer has a right to ask for a tax abatement. We've had 5-year pilot programs throughout the township. And has any council member received a copy of the Michaels organization redevelopment proposal? I have received it. I'm not sure if anyone has reviewed it since that May 28th meeting that's taken place. I can't speak for them. So those are the responses to your question, Mrs. Coyne. Again, they will have to come back to the redevelopment, entity, has to go in front of the planning board, and they will have more of a concrete concept as we move forward. So townhomes, commercial, and a possible cogeneration facility. So those are responses to your question, Ms. Coyne. I apologize you did not get them earlier. I was not at that May 28th meeting. Mr. Carlmer, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think your answers in response to the 8 questions that Ms. Coyne directed are exact. And it's the typical same, although you and I have not had a conversation, I was going to raise the same points. But I think for the record, Mrs. Coyne made a misrepresentation to council because I made it very clear at last meeting with several questions that I would not answer the question during the meeting because I wanted to research it I would not get back to her until this meeting. And as I spoke to you earlier, Mr.
Please do
Council
not
Pres-
shout out from the audience, please. Thank
and
you.
as I spoke to you earlier, Council President, that I was prepared to give the 8 answers to Mrs. Coyne tonight. As I said, and the record will bear me out, I said I would give her the answers at this meeting, but also your answers were exactly on point.
Thank you very much. Mr. Leader's questions. Okay, bear with me, Mr. Leader. Thank you for providing your list to me. The Green Team, Mr. Leader, I've responded to you months ago when you first asked us regarding joining the Green Team. You would have to contact the mayor's office. I can't make the mayor's office contact you back or be part of the group. I responded to you via email 4 months ago when you first asked this. Although you continue to ask it, but my response is the same. It is through the mayor's office, sir. The Green Team.
Mr. Mercado, I'd like to add to that also. I did speak to the mayor's office. Andrea McPherson did assure me that she did email you also, Mr. Leader.
Mr. Leader, did you receive that email? Okay. We'll make sure you receive it again. Okay. Regarding the media release, I'm going to ask the mayor's office how those individuals are made aware of media events and public announcements. I would imagine Agent Button, who is our Director of Communications, facilitates that, but I'll reach out to the mayor's office and see how the public can receive prior notice of media events. Regarding the acronyms, I know a lot of us are a lot of industries where there's acronyms all over the place. That particular acronym is a local recreation improvement grant, and we'll do our best to try to explain what those acronyms are. And I do agree that we should put those things out and make it easier for our residents to understand what those acronyms are going forward. In regards to the Blackwood Streetscape, that is, Mr. Carter's $116,000 is the capital budget for this year.
I'm going to defer to the CFO.
Okay. All right. Regarding Bringhurst Avenue being vacated, there's a portion that'll be answered at our next meeting, Mr. Leader, regarding Bringhurst Avenue. Liquor license, Madam Clerk, can you define plenary and others?
So the one that says plenary is the plenary retail distribution license. And if you look up plenary, its meaning is full, complete, or absolute. So the statute for alcohol and beverage control for that particular license is for plenary retail distribution, and that's the only license that word plenary shows up. So that's the best I can give you for that answer.
I can add to that. So basically, so in layman's term, they can sell beer, wine, liquor on a plenary, meaning all forms on a distribution. The other types of licenses, these are all Class C licenses that we have under the state, club licenses, and retail consumption licenses. But a plenary means they can sell beer, wine, liquor.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you, Madam Clerk. And your last question regarding the solar program and how that will be quantified. So we're going out to bid to receive responses from the Board of Public Utility qualified developers of solar projects. So if you're a township resident and you're trying to reduce your utility bills, if you don't have a roof space or extra money to put solar in your house, this gives an opportunity for a Board of Public Utilities authorized company that provides community solar project to be selected under an RFP to give a substantial decrease or ability to take advantage of financial and environmental benefits of solar energy. So the township's going to issue a RFP for community solar developers. It's going to enable township residents to participate and receive energy savings from remotely sited solar projects. As far as quantifying that, that's something as we move forward, I'll try to get additional information for you, Mr. Leader.
So the program under the BPU must guarantee at least 20% savings or more for a 20-year period. It is an opt-in program only, No one is automatically thrown into the program. They can opt out at any time. And again, it must be approved by the BPU.
And residents can cancel at any time. Your microphone's working great there.
You like that, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I speak it though.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your questions and comments and concerns. We already closed the second public portion. Polling of directors, please.
Mr. Carl Lemire.
Nothing to report.
Mr. Cardis.
Nothing to report.
Chief Harkins.
Nothing to report.
Mr. McGill.
Nothing to add, thank you.
Mr. Mignon.
Congratulations to our Citizens Police graduates tonight. And then good luck to all our Little League teams. I'll be starting tournament play soon. And last but not least, our last Field of Dreams game for the 2025 season will conclude this Friday night at 6 p.m. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great week.
Mrs. Albright Troxel.
It was nice to see such a large class this evening, for the Citizens Police. I think that, we need that more than ever in our township and in college township, so congratulations.
Thank you, you started.
Time to participate in it, and, congratulate them on a successful future in our township. And thank you.
Mrs. Grace Love.
Congratulations to Citizens Police Academy graduates. Have a great week.
Mr. Nash.
Coming out.
Mrs. Walters.
Thank you for everybody that came out tonight. Congratulations to the Citizens Police Academy and for all the dads and grandfathers. Have a happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Winters.
Thank everybody for coming out. Also, have a
Forgot all about Father's Day.
Mr. Mercado.
All we get is the big piece of chicken. That's all we get. I asked my family, like, why? And it's like, so thank you. I want to wish all the fathers and grandfathers and those that may not be related by blood, but play a role as being a father in someone's life. Happy Father's Day. Thank you for all that coming out this evening. Thank you to the residents that decided to participate in our Citizens Police Academy. It gives you a unique perspective of what our police officers do day in and day out. So I want to thank you, Chief, for continuing that, and Lieutenant Fisher and the Community Relations Bureau, Corporal McHugh. It is a honorable profession, and over the years, it has been beat up, and it is you give a unique perspective of what you do day in and day out in our community, and a better understanding of what you go through, the men and women of the Gloucester Township Police Department, and the challenges that you have in law enforcement in this day and age. So thank you very much for continuing to do that. With that, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.
Should have.